Hello everyone. I'm going to respond quickly to this video. I'm going to try to make this as fast and concise as possible. I'm a little bit busy these days, so unfortunately I can't make this into a written reply, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to hit as many salient points as I possibly can in this video. Now, Willie Bumblebee uploaded a video essentially telling men going their own way that we're, or quote unquote, some men going their own way that we're bitter, or that, we hate women and we quote unquote have to heal. And I'm going to start off by saying we're just tired of hearing bullshit like that from women that honestly don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, look, I'm going to say it straight up. This is a message to women. Label this a message to women, and specifically a message to women within the men's movement. You've cultivated a reputation. Now, if Germany starts amassing troops on the border of Poland, knowing the fact that this country played a pretty nefarious role in the past two world wars, the largest, most horrific wars ever waged by man. If we see Germany start to amass troops on the border of Poland, or if we see Germany start to amass troops anywhere, people are going to get nervous. People are going to say, what the fuck is Germany doing? We have to watch Germany, because unfortunately, for Germany, and I know many Germans that are kind, respectful, intelligent people. Nothing against Germans whatsoever, but the history of Germany is such that if they make any major military moves in the next, 100 years, people are going to get a bit shifty about it. And women, unfortunately, you have cultivated a reputation. And unfairly, some women are going to get judged. Admittedly, some women are going to get generalized and judged unfairly. I'm sorry, but that's the case. That's how it's going to be. Because you see, for the first time, men are getting together and we're discussing women and the state and how it all ties together to male nature and female nature. We're discussing hypergamy by ourselves, amongst men. That's what men going their own way are doing. We are fomenting an exchange of ideas here. You see, men going their own way, we don't have the same constraints that MRAs apparently have bound themselves to. We don't have to be PC. We don't have to make nice for women. We don't have to seem palatable to you. The reason why men going their own way is starting to take off, and if you do a Google search, men going their own way and men's rights, for example. If you look at the Google Trends report and juxtapose the two on top of each other, you can see that men's rights is steadily decreasing and men going their own way is steadily increasing. Men going their own way is growing for a number of reasons. One of which is that men, specifically men in the manosphere, are thirsty, are electrified by the men going their own way message. They want to hear no nonsense, not giving a shit what women think, commentary that's going to help them in the real world. You see, we don't want to wait till people off themselves. We don't want to wait till the next guy kills himself over some woman and then have a nice little feel-good, fake-ass memorial after the guy kills himself. No, we want to dole out information that is going to let men have financial independence from women, male sovereignty, that's not going to have them thinking or contemplating suicide. Do you know, Willie Bumblebee, for all your talk about silencing certain critical aspects of my critique on women, do you know that I've gotten probably what amounts over the last 5 years, what amounts to a few thousand people emailing me saying that, when they saw that men going their own way were talking about this no-nonsense approach to dealing with how men approach women, it gave them a new lease on life. Some of them were contemplating suicide. Some of them were so wrapped up in this quote-unquote, oh, women are our natural partners, and all this family values bullshit, and they were so locked up in this system, in this frame of thought, that they were contemplating suicide after divorce, after their kids were ripped away from them. Now, if they would have had access to men going their own way advice earlier, hypergamy theory, who knows what these men could have avoided? You see, when it comes to helping men in ways that at times prevents them from killing themselves, and I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating here, I've gotten literally thousands of emails of men telling me literally the way you approach things and the way you put it into perspective changed my life forever or stopped me from committing suicide over some bitch. So hopefully that puts it in perspective that we just don't give a fuck if women feel that they are being unfairly generalized. You've earned a reputation. Deal with it. Deal with it. This time it's going to be up to you to unearn that reputation. You see, this time women have to change. Men aren't going to change for you anymore. We're done. We're done changing for women, and we're just going to do what we want to do now. I hope that's clear, and I hope you understand that. One of these so-called good women posted a comment comparing men going their own way and the supposed hatred we espouse for women to Mark Lepin, which was a murderer, a psychopath murderer, who went into some I think it was an engineering school, rounded up a bunch of women, told the men to leave the room that he was in, and killed them all for quote-unquote being feminists. If this is the type of assistance being rendered by these so-called good women who so-called get it, well then fuck you, keep your assistance. We don't need it. And I'm putting that quote up on the screen for everybody to see, that this is the so-called concern that these women have for us. Why don't you let men, Willie Bumblebee and all the others like you, why don't you let men get together and discuss for the first time in private, without you butting your nose in, discuss women for what they are, for what we believe them to be. If our assessments are so off the mark, then we'll end up paying for it, won't we? I believe our assessments are correct. You know, they make this argument that we're just like the feminists, in that when feminists say, for example, that all men are rapists, how is that any different from saying that, you know, women are this or women are that, and women are naturally predisposed to this type of behavior? Well, you have to remember that at no point did we say that every single woman is going to do this. This is so tired and so repeated and so already addressed that the conclusion that I have to come to is that you are bringing this up for your own agenda. That is, obfuscating what men are attempting to and getting very close to finally understanding on their own. What I mean to say is this. I've said this in previous videos. A vanishingly small portion of men, in comparison to the total population of men, actually carry out rapes against women. Let's take how many women are divorcing, committing paternity fraud, accusing men of false rape accusations and false domestic violence accusations. You know, using and leveraging the state to extract tax dollars that they haven't earned, that are in the majority earned by men, in order for their own benefit. How many women are doing the destructive things that feminism has allowed them to do compared to how many men are raping? There are degrees to this. There are degrees to generalities. And the generalities that feminism have foisted upon men are so infinitesimally small. And the generalities that we are hoisting onto you for our own safety and for our own well-being is a hell of a lot more reasonable. 75% of divorces is initiated by women. Oh, but not all women are like that. Yeah, fuck you, okay? Fuck you. You're not fooling anybody anymore. Understand this, and I don't want to make this into an extensive rant. I really just don't have the time for that anyway, and I gotta edit this, whatever. I don't have the time these days to make long, extended rants about this stuff, but understand this. Men going their own way have no loyalty to anybody but themselves and who they choose to have loyalty to. Once you understand that, and that we're not some MRA who's gonna go, I don't know, go argue with feminists on some college campuses. And I'm not hating on that. If MRAs want to do that, good for them. But that's not what we're doing, because we don't see any point in arguing with those people. And we don't see any point in arguing with women like yourself, Willie Bumblebee, who insist on telling us what to think and what we should feel. You can talk all day about, oh, I only meant some men going their own way, but we all know what you're doing, Willie Bumblebee. We're not stupid, okay? We're not dumb. You're not fooling anybody with that bullshit. I'm going to say this. To men going their own way, the next time you hear some female or whoever telling us how we should talk, how we should act, how we should make women comfortable, pay attention to whether or not they have their metaphorical hand outstretched, asking for manosphere dollars, so to speak, to line their coffers with. Any organization that they're connected to in the manosphere, any kind of funding that they're asking for, deprive them of it. Deprive them of it. Make sure they don't get any dollars from any men going their own way sources. You guys can fund your own sanctimonious MRAs that see fit to talk down to us men going their own way, while at the same time utilizing our groundbreaking theories that we have posited in regards to gender and how they relate to one another and how it relates to the state, using coercive force against the male population. Let women fund the MRA organizations that think that, if it's so important to have women in this movement, right? Like we're being told, oh, it's so important. Well, let them fund the men's movement. Let them fund MRA initiatives then. Don't donate to these people. Let them fund it. We'll see just how committed these women are then.